title?
My name is Dorothee Denecke, and I'm working in the Volkswagen engine department in the series development.
Dorothee, we drove this Volkswagen over here. Tell me about it.
This Golf GT has a TSI engine. It's a twin turbocharged engine. It has a mechanical supercharger and a turbocharger, which are working in row, and the mechanical supercharger is working for the low revolutions, and then it's the turbocharger for the high revolutions.
So supercharge works for low,
Yeah.
and the turbocharger will work on the higher side, and you can you have the supercharger that gets rid of turbo lag.
Yeah.
And this is this engine.
You have an addition of the boost pressure of the mechanical supercharger, which can be switched on and off by a magnetical clutch, and the turbocharger.
Yeah, how big is this engine?
It's a 1.4 liter engine, so it's a very small engine. It's a downsizing concept, and to get a lot of power, 170 horsepower. That's the power of it, the maximum. That's why we have this twin turbocharged concept.
Now, what kind of octane does this take on gasoline?
It's 98 octane.
And we don't have 98 octane in the United States.
That's what we have to think about in the future.
So we won't see this in there until you've figured out that problem. But it's a wonderful engine, and you really feel the get up and go in it when you're in this little car. Now, the car that you're sitting in right now.
Yeah, it's a multi-van. It's a T5, the latest T5 model, and we have also this small engine. It's very big and heavy multi-van. It's weighing 2.2 tons, and so I think now we are seeing how it's driving.
Perfect. Let's go for a ride.
That we can avoid the turbo lag. A typical turbo lag of a high performance, purely turbocharged engine. The way to run the engine is that at low revs we drive the compressor from the crankshaft here with an electromagnetic clutch here. It's looking here. So fresh air comes in, it's sucked by the compressor, is then under pressure here through the intercooler into the inlet manifold for low revs, maybe up to 2,400 under steady state conditions. Then with increasing engine speed, this control valve will open, and then a part of the fresh air is going directly to the turbocharger, and both mechanical charging and turbocharging will set the air under pressure. From 3,500 RPM, this electromagnetic clutch will be open, and then only the turbocharger will drive the engine. The third car is using CNG for fuel. It's here, although you can drive it here. Although it's a 2-liter gasoline engine, specially modified for CNG. It's a monovalent, optimized gasoline engine. We have 3 bottles in the space framing underfloor design here, with 18 kilogram capacity. It means a mileage of something about 300 kilometers, only with CNG. And we have only a 30-liter fuel tank for the pole functions. The main focus on running an engine with CNG, or the main benefit for customers, to have the lower costs for fuel. And what you can see here is that for averaged German fuel costs, a comparison for how long can you run the car with 20 euros fuel cost. So And you can see that you have double the mileage, or twice the mileage in comparison in relation to the 1.6 liter MPI engine, and 50% more in comparison to the 1.9 liter TDI engine. The first car I want to present you for the title tomorrow is our multi-purpose vehicle multi-van with a 1.4 liter TSI engine. It's an extreme form of downsizing, a very small displacement and a big huge car, but I'm sure that to describe fun to drive property, it's not sufficient, not longer sufficient to look only at the displacement. Much more important should be the torque, low-end torque, and such things. And you can drive it, and my recommendation to you is drive the engine and convince yourself. Okay. In comparison to the competitors here with gasoline engines, the multi-one was our 1.4 liter twin charger with all the benchmark and fuel consumption here.